First Alert Weather on NBC10 Boston. Boston's most accurate forecast.
All right, everyone, 11:17 this morning. We got you caught up on a few headlines happening in Boston and around the world. It is Monday. Pamela Gardner is with us as we get a check of the forecast and head into a new week, PG.
Oh, yes, and it's a busy one, Colton. I mentioned this to you a little bit earlier. I mean, this pattern is going to be really, really intense here. We get very warm by the middle of this week with some downpours and thunderstorms, lots of temperature swings, and then sharply colder by the later part of this week. We go from 60s to 30s for high temperatures, for example, in Boston. There's some snow. There's some rain. Today, it's going to be mostly rain for Boston as temperatures stay in the 40s for the rest of today. Notice the next couple of hours, we're going to keep it dry through about 2 p.m., 4 o'clock. Then we start to see some of these downpours approaching the area. And as we do, much of New England will experience any form of precip here. The form of rain south, the form of, well, wintry mix to snow farther to the north and west. Here's the timing, 3:15. The wind slowly ramps up. It's from the east-southeast, and that's why we're going to be so mild with this particular storm system. There's not a lot of cold air to work with here, anywhere along or south of the Mass Pike. And so we're in the 40s. We get the rain across Worcester. A little bit of mixing, though, as you go across the Worcester Hills, Route 2 corridor, and outside of 495. Maybe even some of those giant wet snowflakes mixing in with the rain across the Merrimack Valley through 6 p.m. as well. But mostly rain, and then we flip over to rain for much of northern Massachusetts. It's southern and central New Hampshire up into Vermont, where we see most of the snow for this particular system. And we see the rain slowly wrapping up by 9:15, a few residual showers overnight tonight. But then I'm concerned with the ice overnight tonight as temperatures drop to right around 32 degrees through tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, we hold around 32, and there will be some areas of freezing drizzle or even freezing fog to light freezing rain, especially in central and southern parts of New Hampshire and the Worcester Hills. 11 o'clock Tuesday, though, most of southern New England, it's all about the rain. So how much snow could we see this afternoon through Tuesday morning? Not a lot. It's up to an inch in the areas of white. And then we quickly go to 1 to 3 inches, 3 to 5 higher elevations. Nothing. Again, it's all rain around Boston. And we're looking at about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch of rainfall through tomorrow morning. Lows tomorrow morning, I mentioned that, and check it out, we're right around freezing. That's going to be an issue with some icy spots on the roads outside of Boston, Fitchburg, Lowell, Manchester, so watch for icy patches. And remember, bridges and overpasses will ice over first. We may see some icy bridges right around greater Boston as well. Tuesday afternoon into evening, our next system lines up. This one bringing in some intense winds, especially by Wednesday afternoon. We turn mild with temperatures in the 60s. And there's a ton of rain. 1 to 2 inches of rain expected throughout the day, Wednesday into Wednesday night. And with the wind really ramping up by 9 o'clock, we expect some areas of storm damage and the potential for some thunderstorms. Yes, thunder and lightning. It's going to feel and look just like springtime before we dive back into the colder air on Thursday. So the winds, I mentioned that, 50 miles per hour. It could even be greater than that at the coastline, but Boston in particular tracking about 50-mile-per-hour gusts of wind Wednesday into Wednesday afternoon. And we actually have excessive rainfall that we're expecting with some flooding risks here that we're keeping an eye on for Wednesday, more likely flooding right around much of the Northeast. First alert day there for the rain, the storms, the wind Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday. It's back to sweater weather, Colton. Friday, a high of only 34.